We from the TOLEDOOHIO. We from the TOLEDOOHIO. Welcome. It's another episode with your boy, E.I.Lee in the Thule Do. You know, I'm the host of the show, man. Back at it again. Appreciate the likes. If y'all like to subscribe to the show, hit the like button and subscribe, and we can get at it, get into it. This is the premier podcast based out of Toledo, Ohio. It's E.I.Lee in the Thule Do. It's just a 30-minute or so weekly news recap of the shit that happened locally. You know what I mean? The shit that's significant, that has something to do with affecting our lives and our income. The rest of it is just, some shit that might happen in the region. Also, some internet news. The shit that's catching buzz on the internet and many of the many platforms that the internet service. So all your sites, we involved in. However, man, welcome, man. This is, like I said, it's another show, man. Thursday night. A little later, I'm producing the show. I normally try to get it in at 7 o'clock or so, but due to the weather, due to the haze and the smoke that we've been hit with the last few days in our area, in Toledo or whatever, they say that it's smoke that's, causing the sky to be so cloudy or a mist. Look like the smoke or whatever, but I don't smell nothing, so I'm kind of leery about that. But nevertheless, the air quality is bad, so sporting events, people with asthma and things of that nature was probably asked to stay inside. Nevertheless, no sunlight. It's blocking the sun. Clear clouds, but nevertheless, we got this fog in the air. However, that's been a topic. It's kind of weird. I never seen that before. I didn't know that smoke in another country could affect our quality. You know what I mean? But you learn something every day. So, but yeah, this is the Thule Do, the premier podcast based out of Toledo, Ohio, Pothole, USA. Yeah, we 45 minutes out of Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, but we in Ohio, 2.5 hours from, 3 hours from Cleveland. We roughly 5 hours away from Chicago. We give or take 6 hours from Pittsburgh. We can get to St. Louis in 8 hours. I can get to Atlanta in 12 and in New York 12. Geographically located, we in that spot. When it ain't shit to do here, we can get somewhere else and make it pop. But that's the Thule Do, where ain't nothing to do. But yeah, some shit, man. Just it ain't really been, it been, the basic shit going on, man. You got these kids running around with the pistols and shit like that. Nothing real crazy, I guess, per se this week. The only thing, I guess, that I wanted to hit on, man, because it's topics that, for me, you try to find things locally, I guess, to emphasize and I guess, talk about, just have to get a better team in terms of getting the research and getting to some of the personal stories, getting out into the community and finding the stories for the most part. But I guess the story that got me this week, man, was the incident that happened like June 18th. And they put it on, with social media, things hit immediately. So, it was stowed up on the web, but it was somebody, sharing a video. But then they also showed the surveillance of or the video of that location, the inside videos of that store. But June 7th, man, Carleisha Hood and her son was charged with murder in in the West Pullman restaurant, west side of Chicago. Think y'all might have seen it on one of these platforms, man, YouTube or whatever. It's everywhere. But Cook County sheriffs dropped murder charges last week, against Carlita and her son. It was an incident that happened in a restaurant where this brother by the name of Jeremy Brown confronted her. You could see them, and you could see her in line, trying to take her order or whatever, or trying to give her order. Then you had this incident where, this brother standing on the side of her. She obviously trying to give her order. I don't know if she cut. He trying to get in there to, while she giving her order, he trying to pay for his order. Or he trying to get his food. I don't know, but it's a line. So he should wait, or then wait till the people behind, call him up. But nevertheless, he's standing on the side of her while she appears to be placing her order. And I heard, and you really didn't see too much back and well, when you catch the clip, you don't catch the initial argument. You just catch him talking like, lady, if you say another motherfucking word, I'm gonna punch you in your motherfucking face. Lady, hey, some shit, yada yada, lady, I'm gonna punch you. And then all of a sudden he just haul out and just hit her twice. And just blast her, bro, for no reason and shit. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, if you look in the video, it's an older brother in back of her. You would have at least thought that the older brother would have been yo, man, chill the fuck out, bro. Get this lady some justice, man. He ain't say shit. As in another angle, when they show another part of the video, you could see her texting. Well, Carleisha texts her son while he was in the car to bring the gun. Carleisha influenced, encouraged, promoted her son to kill this brother. That's crazy. I don't know if, in this society now, you got people acting irate, man. I'm trying to find some understanding in that. Don't nobody win. Dude violated the fuck out of Carleisha, man, by even putting his hands on her. Right? Did she take it too far? You know what I'm saying? Was it a point in the argument that she seen she wasn't going to win, and why keep sitting up here arguing or talking to this motherfucker? However, my man, you is out of control to think that you can control the environment like that, with that violence, with that, bitch. You say some other word, I'm gonna punch you in your motherfucker. I'm gonna knock you out. You know. I don't know if he doing this shit for the cameras, cause he can see motherfuckers got cameras out. So you got these motherfuckers that stunting and shit for the cameras and shit. You know, people got their phone out, so now they want to act extra and shit. You know, everybody ready to go viral. You know, but I don't know in what aspect this nigga thinking that punching this sister in her head or her face, that this is disqualified for some to go viral. You know, this gonna put me on the book. This gonna put me in the hemispheres of the internet. I'm going viral. Yeah, you went viral, all right. Nigga, you dead for that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And I only say that, man, because I'm a single. I grew up with a single mother. And just thinking about that, man, like, could my mother have put me in that situation? Cause see, here's the thing. And despite the prosecutors gave validation, because she was a valid FOID card and a CCW holder. She legit in terms of handling that steel. So at any time her life is threatened or any harm she can hold court in the street. She got that hammer. But my thing is that you allow your son to do it. 14, I think he is or whatever. But it's like just understanding the streets and how the codes of the street try to be prevalent in the mindsets of the people who participate in the street affairs. You know, keeping it hood, keeping it street. You know, leave it in the street. You know, to try to say like this is a different way that we gonna do it outside the white power structure because we don't want to deal with whitey. That's bullshit. That's the most craziest fucking thinking on the planet. That had to be some some motherfuckers high on some shit to think like that, to even think that that's cool. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, man, I look at the fact that now her son, because my man, brothers, cousins, friends, partners, people that cared about him potentially may retaliate. So they gonna be trying to, you know what I mean? Somebody gonna be trying to put in some work with them. You know? Somebody gonna be trying to fuck with them, man. From his side. So it's just that little war thing. You know? For the baby. You know, mama a target too. Now. Because people who love him might not feel that was justified despite what he did. Like, you shouldn't have killed him. Like, you should have called the police and yada yada. But for me, as a young man, feel as though that having to protect my mom, I probably would have pulled the trigger too, man. Most likely, it's a high chance I would have been that young brother as well, you'd have hit my mama upside the head, you know. You hit my mama upside the head. I definitely might have put a slug in your motherfucking ass. You understand? Now, for the prosecutor, they create situations because I'm familiar with a situation almost like that here in our city that almost took place like that, where somebody was deemed a threat and it was justified in killing this guy, and in the retaliation of that, I'm somewhat so. With that being said, just feeling that and just seeing that, bro, like then this my thing. Now that young brother mentally is affected for killing that man. Like he gonna need some severe counseling, man, about that whole situation. You know, he in Chicago. That might put a badge on him around for his homies around the hood. He dropping shit. Now he got his stripes. I'm putting so now that might lead for him to want to drop shit through the hood now. You know, he might feel as now I'm a killer. You know, let me go through this motherfucker killing shit now. That's what he might think. You know what I mean? But based on the facts of the evidence and the law, um, they were unable to meet the burden of proof to prosecute the case. That's why the Cook County prosecutors decided not to or decided to drop charges because initially they filed murder charges, then they dropped them because of the law of stand your ground of the CCW. You know, just seeing that, man. We didn't seen. In my lifetime, I didn't seen where you could see possibly that they was gonna be running into this kind of situation. Just the shortage of policing, the shortage of police. Bigger population. Crime, the drugs, poor schools, mental health issue, you know, lack of employment. All those things that, sociologists have deemed being responsible for, crime. You have to take all the elements, you have to take the totality of circumstances, you know, to come up with the conclusion as to why something happened. You know what I'm saying? So sociology look at all those little pieces within side a community, a society, a neighborhood, a town, a, 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 a um, and they assess those points. Job availability, drugs, um, sex out of wedlock, schooling, um, and that nature. They look at those, and they can look at those measurements at the lack of. They can say if people have more of this, and more of that, you have less crime. If people don't have this and don't have this, don't have that, you have crime. So they know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Where these situations and how these situations occur. But again, man, I feel for that that's the son, because you know the son of Miss Hood, because that young man now, you know, in the hood for the most part, the crookedness or the evil, the fucked up thinking of the hood, he got his stripes. You know, he the big boy of the hood now. He dropping shit. You know, now it's gonna be possibly expected of him. You know, for the gang wise or for the neighborhood, he possibly represent. He bodying. He gonna be body. He gonna be looking for another op, so to speak. The terminology that they use for somebody to look like them, that you're a op. You opposite. You opportunity. I don't know what that op shit is. Or like that kind of music to just disregard another brother life. Like when somebody die, man, close to you, man, that shit ain't cool, bro. Like death ain't cool, period. Like you should want to live all your days, youngin. You know, I know me, for me, when I seen my grandfather, I wanted to be him. I want to live into my 80s. I want to be around to see my my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's dope to be able to see your grandkids kids. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But I hope Miss Hood them is able to recover from this. I hope Miss Hood and her son possibly move from that area, move out of town, get somewhere else. You don't even want to be a part of that. Like that's going to be a continuation of something. She should want to move because she don't want her son to use that as a badge of honor to be in that neighborhood or to represent his neighborhood now. Because despite what you think, he gonna be bloodthirsty now. You turn that on, you want to see some other shit. You know, you think you tough now. You know, off some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, again, man, you know, we have to do better. We have to help each other out, man, and you know, try to aid and assist Stellian hate and destroy. What happened to brother brothers keepers? Am I my brother's keeper? It's like everybody in a relationship or with the Cain and Abel, you know? Like you ain't got your brother's back. You don't want to see your brother man with a, you know, with a opportunity to shine. I don't get it why in this city, man, and other cities and shit like that, we don't want to see each other shine, man. Don't nobody want to see nobody do better than them. Everybody want to be at the top. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that shit, man. That ain't what I'm looking for. You know, I'm looking for better results in terms of, for me at this point at my age. I just it's simple things, man. A good meal, you know. Make sure you got some clean underwear and socks on, you know. Take a trip every year or every other year. Make sure you get somewhere, you know what I mean, outside your comfort zone, go see something. But like I don't need entertainment every day, every second. I don't get off on always having to be entertained. That ain't me. So for me, I've considered myself the entertainment. You know, that's this what this is. This is an attempt of that. You know, I think I have something for you to sit back and ponder on. Like, yeah, that was I felt that. So that's my angle, man, with that. The son, you know, would this give him his stripes? Do this give him his badge of honor? Cause by the code or by the streets, this does. You know, motherfuckers gonna hype him up. You know, he dropping shit. It's gonna be like his homeboys and shit. Anybody, cousins and shit. That's about that life. They gonna feed into that. So I hope the hood family, Carlisha and her uncles and all of them, man, that are, you know, good brothers and care about their community. I hope they protect that family, possibly move them up out of there. But if not, to encourage their son to not use that as a bad or a shield to further, you know, to further or to kill somebody else for no. I mean, to kill somebody else or to join a gang and to be, you know, in that thing that I dropped that nigga type vibe. You know, I just hope that's not the case. You know, I hope they able to, you know, realize that, you know, it's gonna be some mental health things or mental health issues from their son behind that and to find some help. I hope they realize that, you know, Mr. Brown family and the people that love him possibly may not, you know, want it to end that way. You know what I mean? Being that it's a 14, you know, they might feel as though they can take advantage or want to take advantage of of Miss Hood and her son. You know, he young and you know what kind of family structure, what kind of family do she have? You know, and if she's not, um, you know, if she's not effective or not a sound member of the community, you know, she can possibly find herself in a situation, man. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, man, they able to get uh, the help they need in terms of being protected, definitely. And then also just on the mental health side of things, the emotional side, the trauma, that they're able to get some assistance in terms of, you know, somebody to talk to help them through the emotions of this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this incident happened a couple like last week, June 18th, up there in Chicago, man. You know, if y'all didn't hear about it, where this brother, you know, just hauled off and punched this sister, man. You know, and she called her son, man, and he came in there and he put an end to the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this your boy, man, E.I. Lee and the Thule do. Trying to make this effort in terms of popping this podcast off, podcasting the new side hustle. You know, everybody trying to get sponsorship, get their thing off, get to talking that shit. Might say something that might go viral to cause people to further investigate who you are and the things you might say that's encouraging, uplifting, motivational, what have you. You know, that's what this is. Thule do E.I.L.E. and the Thule do, man. It's you know, it's a weekly news recap of the shit that I thought was seriously funny. You know what I mean? Some of the shit that I thought that was, that might have had that might can have further impact or further put us in a negative situation. I'm definitely gonna focus on most majority of the positive shit, but definitely some of the negative shit we gotta find the positive in that. You know what I'm saying? Or use that negative as a to not do. You know, let me not do that. You know, to go a different route at at something. But yeah, man, this your boy E. Ali and the Thule do. Making an effort at this thing or whatever. But yes, yeah, talking about the incident, man, the thing that went viral. But it picked up steam last week. But nevertheless, the murder of um, well, now it's self defense of Carleisha Hood and her son. You know, having an incident up in the West Putman restaurant, and this brother Jeremy Brown, bro, got his ass smacked, got killed, fucking around with that sister, punching her like she a fucking man. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't on that, man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying and trying to play like I'm innocent, cause I didn't been I didn't been charged and been in situations arguing with my baby moms and a few girlfriends and had situations and shit like that. So I'm not no no angel. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, I'm not no motherfucker just walking randomly up on no sister, or she have an opinion, she ordering something and coming up with a disagreement, and then just saying, I just come out of the blue and say, oh yeah, I'm about to just beat her ass because her mouth is too much for me. We from the TOLEDOOHIO. We from the TOLEDOOHIO. What it do? Good evening, Toledo. Welcome back to E.I.Lee and the Thule Do, the podcast. You know, your source, your go-to source for the latest news and stories from the urban community. I'm your host, your boy E.I.Lee. And today is Thursday, July 20th, 2003. And we have an exciting recap of the week's news, local, region, and viral news lined up just for you. So, put your seatbelt on, sit back, you know what I mean? Pop you a bottle or something, man. Let's get into this situation. E.I.Lee and the Thule Do. Ha ha, yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, man, I'm your boy, your host. Another exciting week, man. Actually, I hadn't put nothing out in actually like 2 weeks. Had a few things going on, difficult times with work, things of that nature. But nevertheless, trying to line my schedule up so that I can produce an effective show, informative, inspiring, also motivating, hopefully. You know what I mean? Those are my intentions, at least. Nevertheless, man, a lot of shit been going on personally with me. Just sitting back, man, for the most part. Was able to get out to a few events. Caught that Erykah Badu concert a couple weeks ago up in Detroit. I just seen Snoop last night, Wednesday night, yesterday. Went down there, Huntington Center, Toledo, Ohio. Snoop, the Yin Yang Twins, and Wiz Khalifa. So it was dope, man. Y'all missed out. You know what I'm saying? Um, for a major entertainer as Snoop, Big Homie, Uncle Snoop, um, who done won, man, he done been on countless news articles, news magazines. He done did music with all the top people in the industry for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The guy who done been around, man, you know? And for that kind of talent to grace our presence and for me to not see our people there in support of some a great icon to be inspired to see um, a brother like that, man. And so for my community, you know, the people that look like me, for them to not show up, man, it's embarrassing. And it's telling. It's telling now in terms of the direction in which I'll be going. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't support our own, man. And Toledo is one of them cities where you can really see that. You know what I'm saying? Especially just business wise. You know, the you know, for you to get a business here, you know, you'll get a lot of brothers, man, that won't support one another. You know, if you start a business here, for the most part, with the intention serving your community, you know, it's sad to say that it's a high chance, man, that you're gonna fail in your endeavors, trying to just serve your community. You know what I mean? To seek out that I'm gonna be, you know, African American, Asian, Asiatic, melanated, Negro, Black, whatever nationality, whatever description you want to attach to yourself, being this melanated skin. Um, Whenever you go to put your business together to serve that community, to serve your people, just cut it. Just let's use black. You know, African American. Whenever you go just to try to serve those here, but I'm starting to see that it's like that everywhere. But here, Toledo, oh, it's sad, man. It's sad in terms of the support, you know, that you'll receive. You know, I seen, for the most part, man, I seen like it had to be easy. Like for every black person that was there in the concert, man, it was 10 white folks. It was they outnumbered us by 10 almost. They wanted to see Snoop more than us. Like, and I'm saying, like, this is a place where people say it ain't nothing to do. This is a place people complain. Man, I'm leaving Toledo, man. Ain't nothing to do here. Ain't nothing going on here. Oh yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a whole lot. You just gotta open your eyes. You gotta come off them few little blocks you hanging out on. You gotta come out your neighborhood. I see now that mentality only existed in the people who lived in them neighborhoods and didn't explore other neighborhoods that had that mentality. It's a lot of stuff going on in Toledo. You have to brace the change, and you have to brace um, uh, uh, the ideal that outside of your comfort zone, you have to get outside of your comfort zone, and that was one of them, man. You know, here this guy, man, that's doing stuff with Martha Stewart. You know what I'm saying? And it was for me. I seen a lady that was probably about 80 years old, white lady, kind of heavy set a little bit, coming up them steps, struggling to get up the steps to get out, and she was in attendance. with what appears to be her husband, who was just about the same age as her. They was there. I seen old. It was older white folks there too. A lot of them. You know what I mean? Young, everybody. But yeah, man. Like y'all sad to not come out and support. You know, the brother. You know. So, but then again, Toledo also one of them spots, man. You know, the fight was the early in the month, so you know that tapped a lot of people out. You know what I'm saying? So I get that too. You know, but nevertheless, man, I had a great time, man. You know what I'm saying? That was one of them. That was one of them hip hop concerts that's like, and it was light because it was Wednesday. I could imagine if it was on a weekend. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, if that was on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? It would probably be bananas. You know what I'm saying? So, because, you know, people still got to get up and go to work the next day. But if you could have just hung out and the after parties and all that kind of shit, yeah, it would have been dope, man. But yeah, I was proud of my city, man. Proud of how we put on and brought the red carpet out for those guys, man. Thanks again for Snoop, Wiz, and the Yin Yang twins, man. Y'all did y'all thing. Also, I forgot, man. There was another act that was there too, a white dude out of Houston or somewhere out of Texas or something like that. I think they said. But nevertheless, man, look out for that boy. He got some fire. You know, he definitely got some nice production behind him and shit like that. So, you know. But yeah, man, this your boy E. Ali and the Thule Do, man. The podcast. You know, we back at it, man. Was off a few weeks or whatever, but we back into the swings of things. About to offer this, you know, finish out the summer with a big bang. Finish out the year dedicated to the news and the stories um, from the urban community. You know what I'm saying? But just giving you just a recap of the week and the shit happened, man. Yeah, but just that was the note, man. The concert, you know, concert doing Snoop doing this thing, going around the nation touring, scraping up that paper, man. So it's definitely a good look, you know. If he near you, if he in a city, a town near you, man, I suggest you get out and support them brothers. Like I say, they was just here last night, Toledo Hall at the Huntington Center. You had Big Homie Snoop, you had Wiz, and then you had the Yin Yang twins, man, and they did their thing. You know, I appreciate that that I appreciate that show, man. It gave us something to do. You know what I mean? In the Thule Do. Yeah, but this is your boy E. Ali in the Thule Do, the podcast, Toledo, Ohio, premier weekly news recap, where we just go over the news, man, of the local, the regional, and the shit that might have went viral for the week. You know, just give a recap and give our opinion, our assessment of it, man. Try to make sense of some of the shit. Try to also see what's down the pipeline, because you know some things happen now, man. That got a bigger picture later, especially if it has to do with decisions being made in the Toledo public school system, also down there at City Hall, man. So we just want to keep our ears to the street. You know what I'm saying? Our finger on the pulse of the city and what's going on, man, and try to be real informative and bringing forth just that information, man, bringing forth a different insight, a different opinion that we might grow. You know, that's what our intentions is, man, just to grow. You understand? But nevertheless, man, on sad news or whatever. Um, you know, just to touch on some of the viral shit that went on, man. This girl, Carlee Russell, down here in Alabama, you know, sister reported a couple last week. Um, she was driving down the highway and reported seeing a child. You know, upon seeing the child, I guess she pulled over to see, and then she was on the phone with her sister. Got off 911, and then got on the phone with her sister, and her sister thought she overheard her screaming and possibly being taken or snatched, kidnapped. But she came up missing for 2 days, 48 hours. Then reappeared on you know at her mom's house like 2 days later after the incident. Um, that's a wild story, man. You know, I seen the video. I think everybody done seen the video where, she pulls over and appeared like she was stopping. I also got to see a couple videos or a couple where the video got resurfaced, or not resurfaced, but um, resend, so to speak, because all somebody did was copy that and resent it, but it was like you was able to see her walk from the car, walk from the driver's seat over to the passenger side or whatever, and then I guess dipping off into the woods, so to speak. But wig was found one location, cell phone in the other. You know what I'm saying? But it just appeared that, she possibly had been kidnapped. You know, the authorities are still trying to work out the story, but I'm from the streets, man. I know certain shit. Ain't no way you done been kidnapping and a couple days later you popping up at your mama house, just popping up. Like, that shit don't happen in real life, especially if you ain't assaulted, you ain't been, been victimized and shit like that. So we still sitting back, and everybody's sitting back. That's one of them things where you could see where they done created something to get all of us, get all our attention on some bullshit. To even be talking about some mess about some girl and what she done did and all that. Like, that's manufactured news, or that's for us to be even still be entertaining it. A week or so after, people still making the comments on it and shit like that. That shit is manufactured, bro. Somebody is keeping us off what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Like the strength of the dollar. The fact that McDonald's can't fill orders like they used to. It's starting to see that at the seams of this motherfucker, man. It's starting to unravel. You can see that. Just certain pressures in society, on the economy, and on the jobs, and the morale of the people. The morale is low. Don't nobody give a fuck no more. Everybody wants something for nothing. Everybody waiting on the government, or waiting on somebody to give them something. Everybody want it the easy way. It's a lot of pain, hot days, lack of sleep, depletion of finances to build this thing up, man. You know, just like I used to tell Miss Karen at the Divine Printing. You know, I seen her come up. If you seen that struggle, I seen being persistent does for you, for a person. I seen that. I got good examples of, and having to get it go from the bottom, you know, for the sister to have a building, and being able to maintain an establishment as she has for these years, you know, that's a applaud. But I seen the struggle. You know what I mean? Somebody makes something out of nothing. You know what I mean? But this thing done got real funny looking, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Swainfield don't have no grocery store. Like, we going in almost 4 years with Swainfield not having a grocery store, fam. That's unheard of. That don't make sense. We then also lost Fifth Third banking in that area after they built a new they built that new location. This is the first time ever, man, that we haven't had banking in that sector, in that corner of our city, right up under the viaduct. We usually have somebody. Huntington used to be down there, Fifth Third, you know what I'm saying? Somebody was right there banking, man. They didn't, like people ain't paying attention. That's the bullshit they keeping us up on, shit like that, where you don't even pay attention to your local shit. You know, they keep you caught up on this virtue, the virtue world. Everybody in the virtue world and worried about what's going on in somebody in another city, another country, somewhere else, and not looking around what's going on in your own shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality of it, bro. Because we talking about that shit which happened there, but like right here in our own city, Swainfield haven't had a grocery store in over 4 years. Ain't no city council talking about it. The people in the community, you know, they're not outraged. We're now out. You know, we haven't expressed any displeasure in that. You know what I'm saying? Also in that area, you don't have no 24-hour nothing. There's nothing open 24 hours within the inner city, far as you can't even get gas. If you needed to make a quick dash or if you needed to make an emergency exit up out of the city and needed some gas, you wouldn't be getting that gas from in the inner city. Everything is shut down. They got us pegged. Toledo is testing ground for total lockdown of the Negroes. You could see it, especially between that Viaduct and Cherry Street, and from I give it what, Western to Cherry, and yeah, but just within that little area where, you know, where the Negroes dwell, yeah, it's fucked up, man. Just pay attention to what we got. They took the gas station off door. You know what I'm saying? The plaza was supposed to have been some form of grocery, some form of, you know, it's food deserts all around the city, especially for only Seaway and Family Food Center and Red and White to be the only source of for us to get our produce, our food and shit like that. Also, you got the spot out in on Manhattan and Stickney, Manhattan Plaza. Guess you got Save-A-Lot out there, but you could tell they almost up out of there. They you know, you could just tell the placement of the food, the food that they used to have in the frozen section is slim now. Very. Some days they don't even have ice cream. I remember a couple weeks ago, for 2 weeks, they didn't even have milk. Yeah, milk. So, you could see where, you know, shit is slowly deteriorating. Shit is on the decline. around here. Yeah, this E.I.Lee and the Thule do the podcast. Pothole Capital USA, Toledo, Ohio. Yeah. We right here in the middle of the shit. 45 minutes out of Detroit, Michigan. The shit go down, man. You know, shit is looking real weird around how shit is moving. You know, especially from man, I didn't, I'm a 70s baby. You know, I was knee deep, gave up the hoop dreams for the crack for gave up the hoop dreams for the block, you know. You know. It was the crack dream that basically that you was gonna get a million. You know, we thought we was gonna make $1 million. Some of us did, you know, but a lot of us gave up our youth at that age, man, trying to chase something else. Whether it was chasing some tail, some butt, you know what I'm saying? But that's what we did, man. You know, we gave up our childhood for the dumb shit, you know. But back to this story, man, about this sister, you know, I just hope, man, that, you know, it don't look promising, man. You know, for me it just don't, you know, for that situation, for her claims, you know, to be kidnapped, to see a child and stop in response, and then not only you the only one to see that child. Don't nobody else, don't no other 911 call come in that night seeing this child on the freeway. And you can see when she stopping, it's a lot of people on that freeway. That's a busy interstate. So that's the viral news. Some local news shit, man. The shit that I done seen or I heard, man. Just heard another young brother lost his life, man. You know, the senseless killing of the kids. You know, um, I was young, and when I was a teenager, man, I seen the the hood lead move from. Well, I seen the era where after the movie Colors came on, our city was divided into gangs. When that movie Colors came out, um, Glenwood High School was like the dividing of of the city, because you had the once cats L boys, um, cats off Lawrence. They took up on um, the red side, the Bloods, and then I think you had the boys off Glenwood, off down the street from them. Same elementary school. One side took Bloods and one side took Crips, and the shit been divided since, man. You know, Hollywood glorified gang banging, and you can see how the movies, the you can see how rap influence and has been destructive to our culture, to our survival, to our ambitions, to our dreams, to our community, and most of all, preciously to our children. So we have to take a real look at what we feed our babies daily. You know, what we allow them to look at. You know, who is influencing the kids? Who watching over them? You know, who making sure they, you know, their innocence not being robbed or being um, tarnished or being violated. You know, we all have a responsibility towards each other. First of all, we just have to just be kind to each other. That's all it takes. Just respect and being kind. You don't have to say, you don't have to go all overboard, but just a nice hi. How you doing? Be safe. Take care. Thank you. Excuse me. Just little stuff, bro. Man, the simplest things that's ever thank you, excuse me, um, my apology, my bad. Those are the words, man. Those are the things that need to be emphasized, elevated, cherished, and promoted. That's what we have to do to make this thing better, man. You know, I'm my grandson is being aware of certain things and St. Acts and you know seeing what's happening with the kids of his in his age group. You know, you know when somebody die, he and as they young as him, he definitely say, "Granddad, some another young dude then got killed, man." You know, and I'd be like, man, like, is that somewhere where you be at? Do you know him? Do he be like, yes or no? But most time he know a couple of them. You know, and it's been heartfelt for me. You know, to see him go through that and nervous about certain situations. So I'm constantly telling him about how he need to handle himself, how he need to move. So yeah, man, this your boy E. Ali in the Thule Do, the weekly podcast. You know, just your go to source for the latest news and stories from our urban community, man. You know, we always have an exciting recap weekly news, and regional and the viral news. You know, we try to keep the stories that's prevalent, the stories that matter. Like, and the story that we brought about the sister, man, and making the allegations about her being seeing a child and being kidnapped, that just goes to just everybody wanting attention. You know, everybody wanting to be the center, be the center of something. Everybody want to bring the attention on themselves at the expense of others. You know, everybody want they 2 minutes they 2 minutes of fame. Everybody want to shine like Ray Stone. You know, so I get that. You know what I mean, but it's a better way to do it. You know, my thing is not using the taxpayers the resources that we will use to come look for somebody in that kind of situation. You know, but that's what it is, man. Also, man, they uh local news, man. I see they done captured them dudes that shot. You know, I ain't talk about it because I was like I say a couple weeks ago. You know, I've been out of the situation for about 2 weeks now, almost. But getting back to just putting my conversation on the airways to influence, motivate, and to encourage, to connect, and to improve and to grow my community. That's the angle. That's it. That's all it is. I ain't trying to do nothing else. trying to help those who can't help themselves. Some of us can't, a lot of us can't see through the fog, but there's a distraction, you know. But nevertheless, man, we just trying to keep it positive and keep our heads in it. But these brothers who done shot up Whitmer last year at the football game, I think one of the brothers is a Phillips. Jerron, I thought I seen they arrested him down in Texas. They went and got him and shit. But they linked this gun to some murders. Somebody talking. That's for sure. But the thing is, I want to say it's the fact that how, Toledo police detectives, for the most part, not to knock them on their job, because I'm sure, it's commended. You did a great job in doing your job. But it's like, it seemed like that situation had different priorities than other murders or other victims and shit like that. That happened out there at that football game. So that was high priority to find those individuals and to bring them to justice. And we see that. We commend you. Can we get that same priority on some of these other murders? You know what I mean? There's a couple murders that's unsolved. So we definitely gonna stay tuned and stay up on certain shit, man, and keep it a buck and keep our heads in it. You know what I'm saying? But this is your boy E.I. Lee in the Thule Do, the weekly news recap of the urban Toledo, Ohio. Keeping the conversation and keeping it a buck, man. Keeping our heads to the streets. But this your boy, man. Just another episodes of E.I. Lee and the Thule Do.